Okay, so this is going to be a little sort of guide video, I guess you would call it, on upgrading the sound system in a Vauxhall Meriva B. That's the ones with the flex doors, doors that open weirdly. Also the same as the Opel Merivas, and similar with the Insignias, Astra J's and Zafira Touras, I think, but this is basically covering the Meriva B because nobody seems to do anything with those. So yeah, basically this is the original stereo, as you can see. It's a very weird looking thing. It's basically got no face. And the reason I'm upgrading this is due to the fact the car, before my parents got it, because it's their car, someone had fitted a Parrot's hand-free kit pretty badly. And what happened is the wires rubbed through on the inside dash support and melted and blew the head unit. So instead of getting another one and coding it all in and everything, I thought it'd be quite fun, spend a wee bit more money and upgrade it to a standard singled in. So got this Alpine, which has Bluetooth, hands-free and everything in it, DAB as well. And I've managed to get a fascia as well for it. I had to get this from France. Many years ago, if anyone's looked back through my channel, you'll see that I upgraded the speakers in a Meriva B. That was back in 2014 when the car was still pretty new and there wasn't much on the market for upgrades. I had to use Astra J speaker adapters. Always wanted to upgrade the stereo, but this thing didn't actually exist back then. These are only a couple of years old now. It's 2022 at the moment. So yeah, managed to get this. We've got another Meriva now since the other one was written off by a deer strike. So yeah, this is basically a fresh install. I will be upgrading the speakers in it as well further down the line. But yeah, just now we're covering the sound system, the stereo. This is a CD400. Pretty much the same as the other ones as far as fitting goes. That's the connection in the back. So yeah, wiring, it's all pretty straightforward, reasonably. It's mostly plug and play. We've got this here, which is the I'm trying to remember what you call it. I'm just calling it a CAN bus box because it does deal with CAN bus signals and audio signals and all that sort of stuff, because anyone who knows these cars knows that the indicator click and the chime bonging noise when you leave your door open, they're all piped through the driver's side speaker, whether that be a left or a right hand drive. It all comes through that speaker. But because this thing's removed and this does actually deal with audio and bus signals and stuff, this goes in its place. So yeah, that plugs into the car and that plugs into your harness for the stereo. So that thing's wiring here. This basically, there we go. This basically plugs into that, and it just, I think the best way of describing it is it filters out the signals that it needs, and it also takes control of the head-up display as well, because obviously this has a display on it. So the head-up display is no longer used, and this, I think, will probably display some things on it, like the Alpine logo, for instance, from what I've seen. So yeah, what I'm going to do is stop the video just now and go and strip the dashboard out, basically, because yeah, that came out. I put it all back together without that in it a few months ago, got all this. So yes, I shall go and do that just now and start filming again. Right, so that's the sound system there. It's a typical CD400, nothing fancy. It's quite dusty, as you can see. It's basically because the car's not been used for a while. So yeah, basically this now needs to come out. What you need to do is remove these two side panels. These literally just pull off and jiggle out, I think is the best way of putting it. Drop your glove box down as well, and then there's a couple of Torx behind it, and then this panel all comes off as a one, a few electrical connectors, and that's basically it. But yeah, I'll give you a look at the car. It's a Meriva B SE as well. It's a nicer spec than the other one that you may have seen in videos. As I say, the other one was written off. A few upgrades were still planned to do on it. It's got the panoramic roof and various other bits. So yeah, we'll be upgrading the speakers again. Won't do a video on that because there is basically an older video showing how it's done, more or less. So yeah, that's basically it. So see you in the next vid. Okay, so that's the side panels of the dashboard removed, as you can see, exposing the guts, and more importantly the torque screws. One there, and then another two there, and that basically removes this panel. You do have to remove this piece as well, but yeah, that's quite straightforward. It's pretty loose once you get the side bits out. It's a Vauxhall, so not built the best. But underneath there is a clip just there, one at the other side, just there. So those are basically push tabs, which you can get a wee flat tip screwdriver in your finger and actually pull it out like that. There we go. So this doesn't need to come right out, it just needs to be moved backwards out of the way, just enough like that, and then you can get all this piece out. And once that's out, there is 4 more Torx, same as these, that hold the head unit in, and then you just disconnect the electrical connectors, and that's you. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward, not too bad to do, and yeah. So there we are. It's kind of hard to see because it's quite bright and sunny, but the stereo and everything's now removed. Again, pretty straightforward job. That's the front face panel just there. This is basically what this kit here is replacing, and yeah, got your wire in here. That's your main radio connection, various connections here for things like the switches up here and the HVAC controls. This and separate switches up here, they need transferred into the new face here, as you can see there. Also the wee blanking plates as well. But yeah, this is now redundant. What we need to do is take the HVAC controls out, this as well, which are just held in with little clips at the side here. Pop this out and fit it into there. So get that done. So that's everything swapped over into this panel now, as you can see, and also the adapter box thing is connected in. So if I open the door, really doesn't sound nice, but it works, so that's the main thing. Also, if I put the indicators on, it's quite amusing that. So yeah, that's can't think of anything else to make it make a noise, but yeah, that's everything fitted now. So just a case of putting the stereo in and connecting up other bits and pieces. Well, that's the stereo mounted into the panel, same with the controls there, as you can see. Everything's in, all clipped in. Wasn't super tight, unfortunately, so a few bits of hot glue and that sorted it, just to help hold it in better. But yeah, these are pretty solid now. So that's it installed, and yes, I really will be tidying up the wiring, but it does work. I haven't got anything plugged into it just now, so you just have to take my word for it, but you can hear when I switch from different things. Speakers beep. So yeah, it's all connected and seems to be okay. So now it's just a case of sorting out this mess, tidying it up, wrapping it in fabric tape, which is the same stuff as that, and pushing it all back together. Well, that's basically everything connected up now. Wiring's neatened and everything's fitted in. The info adapter is up just inside there. You can't even see it. Can you see it there? There it is. That's all working. As you can see, if I open the door, that's bonging away. Park assist and everything comes through it as well, so that's good. DAB aerial mounted in place up there. Wires running down the B pillar, just taped up. Run down under here. Left a bit of length on them here so you can get to the pollen filter still, and up into the dashboard, and that's the amplifier for the aerial, which is just connected in here just as a normal vehicle would be. So yeah, now it's just a case of throwing it all back together.